Alright, so we are over here in Hortonville, and today we're going to show you how to build an outcropping retaining wall. So, right now, I got Brett in the skid steer, and he is excavating where the wall is going to go. So, for this particular wall, what we're going to do is the builder put in this ground break right here, and we're going to run the wall from here down to here. It's about 4.5 feet, and we're going to run it out all the way over here. So we marked out where it's going to go. So right here we have an orange cone. That's going to be the end of the wall. Right now Brett is excavating to get down to the base level where we want to be, or ground level, for the retaining wall. And then once he gets down to ground level, we're going to dig out a trench or a foundation for it and fill that with our gravel, and then start building up from there. And then something to remember, probably the most important thing to remember when doing any project, is to call Digger's hotline. All the utilities are marked on the other side of the house, so thankfully we do not have to worry about hitting any of those. But you definitely want to make sure you call Diggers, because if you don't and you hit a utility line, not only are you going to be responsible for the cost, you could quite possibly injure or kill yourself if you hit a gas line or electric line. It would not end well, so don't forget to call Diggers. So right now what he's doing is compacting the trench to make sure the ground underneath the base is going to be compacted. That way everything stays nice and tight and there'll be no settling over time. Alright, so now that we've compacted the base, so we dug out the base right here, we dug out the base, and then we ran the compactor over the raw dirt or clay to make sure that gets compacted enough so we're starting with a nice firm base. Now we got a couple inches of gravel in there, and we ran the compactor over the gravel to push that down into the base. That way we continue to build up with a nice solid base, because if we were just to throw the gravel on and build up, eventually the stones are going to work their way into the clay in the base, and things are still going to settle. So now that we've ran the compactor over the couple inches of clear stone right now, everything is starting to really firm up. So now we're going to put another couple inches in, work up to our wall height, and then start laying the first stone here. So right now, Brett is just kind of leveling off the gravel so he can run the compactor over, and probably within the next 20 minutes here we'll start laying our first stones. Alright, so we got the gravel down in the base now, and what we're using here, we're actually using, it's called clear gravel, because there's no fines in it. So we want that for drainage. The nice thing about clear gravel also is once you place it in a confined area, like the trench that we have here, that gravel is roughly 92 to 95% compacted without even running a compactor over it. So the purpose of us running the compactor over it is just to get that extra couple percent, and then to kind of help level everything out and push all the gravel into, again, push it down into the clay to just kind of solidify everything. So now we're going to start placing our first stones. So this is where the real progress starts to happen. Alright, so now we have the first layer done. So we're going to walk down here and check this out. So we've got first layer all done here. Everything's all leveled up. So now what we're going to do is we're going to, now that we have the first layer in, we're going to fill all this with gravel and then level everything off, and then we're going to get the drain tile and put the drain tile right behind everything right here. So we want the drain tile to run right behind here, so anything that goes through the gravel is going to go into the drain tile, and then the drain tile is going to run out right here. So that way this wall will have a long, healthy life and not have to worry about frost and water pushing against it. So that's the next step here. And then we'll just layer this as we go up. So now, the next step you can see is we have a barrier here. So we're gonna lay this gray barrier right here. We're gonna lay this. We're going to bring that all the way up as we start stacking the stone. We're going to layer that behind it and wrap the gravel in that to stop any dirt from getting into the gravel. And then you can see we've got our drain pipe right here. So this drain pipe runs right behind the wall. Brett's filling that in right now. So any water that runs through the clear gravel is now going to collect in the drain tile, the drain pipe there, and then it's going to run out to daylight. So right here, you can see where it's going to wrap right around that stone, and it'll get cut off there, and that is where any of the water that comes behind the wall is going to get out of the wall. That way it continues to be a nice level wall for many years to come. All right, so we got Brett in the skid steer, doing a little training on the grapple here. Yeah, thank you. Got Brett on the mini excavator here, doing a little training with the grapple. Ooh, a swing and a miss. All right, so what we got here now is we got two layers. So we got the drain underneath the first layer, backfilled with gravel. So we got a nice level layer all the way across here to start laying these stones here. And there we go, he's got a nice grab on that. And then the way that we level these is we measure the thickness of each of the stones. So we're gonna measure the thickness here. So while he's bringing this over, hopefully he doesn't run me over. So what we're going to do is measure the thickness right here from the face of that stone to the top of this stone. That way we know when we look at this stone we know that this same measurement right here is going to fit from here to here. So now he's got that one right in there. And he's going to spin it just a hair. Yep, there you go. Bring her to the right a little bit. Right there, and set her down. That's beautiful. Look at that. This tool makes things so much nicer. Now you can see we wanted to make sure the tops are level. So if we have a much bigger stone, all of a sudden now it sits way up here. It doesn't work very well. So that looks absolutely beautiful. So then what we'll do is we'll pop over, grab the level here. So we're going to grab the level, and we're going to look at everything and want to make sure they're as level as possible. So right here you can see it's level here, but I'm holding it up here. So I need to raise the edge I need to raise this up just a little bit to try to get things a little bit more level. So I'm going to have Brett grab this and lift this up a little bit, and then I'm going to get some gravel right under here. All right, try that. Okay. I am measuring from a hump. It is kind of humped in the middle here, so it's hard to say exactly. But I think we actually need to go back down because now we're way high over here. So yeah, I'm gonna have you pick her back up. I'm actually gonna get rid of the gravel. I didn't realize it was humped right here. Right about there. I should be able to pull it by hand. Okay. Right there. That's good. Now the nice thing about this machine is now he's setting them down here and our rock pile is right there. So all we're doing is just spin around and we can grab the next rock. So we are as efficient as absolutely possible. Good morning, everyone. It is day 2 of the project. Yesterday was a Sunday, so we only worked for about 3 hours, but we got quite a bit done. So as you can see, we have 3 layers of rock started over here. That is going to, again, be run up to this level right here. So it's going to be about that high. And then it's going to run out full height, probably about 8 feet. And then a little bit less and a little bit less. And then we're going to finish off over here. So we're going to get back to her and should have this wall finished up this afternoon. This is kind of the hard part when you're doing stone walls, is trying to figure out what's level. Pick that up a little bit more. There you go, right about there, give or take. What is that? 9.5? Okay. All right, so now we're gonna have to go get 9.5-inch stone, give or take. You know, we use the gravel underneath to level, so it doesn't have to be perfect, but we want to make sure we get it as close as we can. So now I'm thinking maybe, Kyle, that stone underneath that one. Yeah, not that one, but that one right there. Okay, we're just gonna move this over here. Get that out of my way. I'm gonna grab this guy right here. You wanted real skinny stone, you said, right?
What are the odds of that?
Not real like. I mean, you know, they're built, limestone was built in layers, but just grabbing it and that happened, not super likely. All right, so now we're swinging it around and I'm gonna level that pad. Kyle, can you level the pad? Add a little bit of gravel behind. Yep, just to make sure she's nice and level back there. Make sure it's level with that rock. And then we'll see if we need to go up any higher or not. Okay, come on. Oh. Okay, spinaroo. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, there's gravel behind that corner. It's high there. Nope, yep, right there. Yep, that's high. Push that down or level that off, because the corner of this one, let me get that out of your face. The corner of this one is probably going to go back there a bit. All right, there we go. Okay, coming in. All right, so you can hand slide that one in. That actually looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Yeah. Okay. All right, on to the next one. So that's about that for that stage. And then once we get closer to finishing it, we'll kind of wrap everything up with the barrier and then put a little bit of topsoil on top. Might not be too bad. I think we might have to lift the corner where they touch up a little bit. All right, so we got the wall built now. So as you can see, we have full height going from the house out about 15 feet and then tapering back. So now what we're going to do is fill in right along here and then on the back side. So we're going to take all of the weed barrier and basically the mesh that's going to stop dirt from getting into the clear stone. We're going to wrap it over the top, and then we're going to fill everything in with topsoil so they can plant stuff. So just about done. I'm Ryan with Appleton Lawn, Snow, and Landscaping, and I want to be your forever landscaper.